ॐ वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारंभं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां विषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। साक्षात्कृतं दयानन्दं परमार्थस्वरूपिणं तत्त्वज्ञानप्रशास्तारं प्रणतोऽस्मि परं पदम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणी। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपात्तमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। You can repeat. Shri Bhagavanuvacha.
श्रीभगवानुवाच
अशोच्यानन्वशोचस्त्वम्
अशोचानन्वशोचस्त्वम्
प्रज्ञावादांश्च भाषसे
प्रज्ञावादांश्च भाषसे
गतासु न गतासूंश्च
आसूनगतासूंश्च
अनुशोचन्ति पण्डिताः
नानुशोचन्ति पण्डिताः
न त्वेवाहं जातु नासम्
न त्वेवाहं जातु नासम्
न त्वं नेमे जनाधिपाः
न त्वं नेमे जनाधिपाः
न चैव न भविष्यामः
न चैव न भविष्यामः
सर्वे वयमतः परम्
सर्वे वयमतः परम्
देहिनोऽस्मिन् यथा देहे
देहिनोऽस्मिन् यथा देहे
कौमारं यौवनं जरा
कौमारं यौवनं जरा
तथा देहान्तरप्राप्तिः
तथा देहान्तरप्राप्तिः
धीरस्तत्र न मुह्यते
धीरस्तत्र न मुह्यति
मात्रा स्पर्शास्तु कौन्तेय
मात्रा स्पर्शास्तु कौन्तेय
शीतोष्णसुखदुःखदाः
शीतोष्णसुखदुःखदाः
आगमापायिनो नित्याः
आगमापायिनो नित्याः
तान् तितिक्षस्व भारत
तितिक्षस्व भारत
यं हि न व्यथयन्त्येते
यं हि न व्यथयन्त्येते
पुरुषं पुरुषर्षभ
पुरुषर्षभ
समदुःखसुखं धीरम्
समदुःखसुखं धीरम्
सोमृतत्वाय कल्पते
सोमृतत्वाय कल्पते
नासतो विद्यते भावः
नासतो विद्यते भावः
न भावो विद्यते सतः
नाभावो विद्यते सतः
उभयोरपि दृष्टोऽन्तः
उभयोरपि दृष्टोऽन्तः
तनयोस्तत्त्वदर्शिभिः
त्वनयोस्तत्त्वदर्शिभिः
16th shloka, important shloka which we have seen in the last two classes. There Bhagavan Krishna says that which is Satyam, that is Atma. Atma is Nityaha, Nityatvat, Satyam. That Satyam is Atma. And that which is not Atma, which is Anatma, which is Mithya. It is Mithya. Mithya doesn't mean an imaginary thing. Mithya doesn't mean complete, total non-existence. Doesn't mean non-existence. It is available for Vyavahara, for perception. It has got experiential reality. Vyavaharika Satyam. It has got Vyavaharika Satta. It has empirical, experiential reality. A pot has got empirical reality, but pot minus clay doesn't exist. Does pot, is it Satyam? Pot, since it is a product made from clay, therefore it is not Satyam. It is made, it is created, it is put together. There the intelligence of the pot maker is involved in giving us certain shape to the clay that becomes a pot. When you say pot, a pot has got a form. It has got a form, it has a name given to the clay, that's all. But what really holds the water is the clay only. Just a nama, the name cannot hold the water. But we need a name for the empirical transaction. And a form is given to the clay. So from the Drishtanta, from the example of the pot clay, we need to understand clay is absolute, pot is empirical, transactional reality. It has got transactional reality. We don't say pot doesn't exist. Pot exists. But really pot exists without clay? No. Therefore, it is asat. It is mithya. We don't say pot doesn't exist. Complete non-existence we cannot talk about. So therefore, pot has got vyavaharika satya, not paramarthika. That which is paramarthika satta is only atma. Therefore, what is pot? Pot is nama rupatmaka gataha eva, nama rupatmaka mrit eva gataha. This nama rupatmaka mrit, the clay is alone, is gata. And this gata has got vyavaharika reality, empirical reality. So, when you analyze the pot, we understand that it doesn't have separate existence from its cause, the clay. Pot being the product and clay being the cause. Therefore, minus cause, the product doesn't exist. Therefore, we call it as mithya. Therefore, we call it as mithya. It depends on satya, satya vastu, which is clay. This is only from the example of pot clay. So, the pot clay example, we have to take it as only as an example. Pot, when you say clay is a satyam, means not that really clay is a satyam. When you say clay, clay has got clay particles. Clay particles become satyam with regard to clay. And the clay particles has got further particles, subparticles. So it goes on and on. Finally, you have to arrive at the truth. That is Sat, that is Atma. So, therefore, from the Drishtanta, we have to stretch and understand the Tattvam, the reality. The reality, the Paramarthika reality is Atma, it is Sat, and all the other realities. What are the other realities? Empirical reality, transactional reality, experiential reality, which is Vyavaharika Satta. That which has got existence in Vyavahara, in transaction, in transactional world, it has got existence. That existence doesn't exist on its own. It depends on the Paramarthika Satta, which is Atma. And there is another reality called subjective reality that we can talk about when the context comes. So empirical reality is common for all the people. Subjective reality is individual, subjective. So, therefore, this mithya vastu depends on satya vastu. This the Tattvadarshi have understood. Tattvadarshi means jnani. Tattvam darshitam yena taihi tattvadarshibhihi. Tattvadarshibhihi drishtaha. It is very clearly seen by the jnanis. This tattvam, the reality. Therefore, that which is sat is nitya. Nitya we have already seen. It is available. It exists in all the three periods of time. Therefore, it doesn't have destruction. When the Sat Atma, Sadatma, Sat Eva Atma, Sadatma, and the Sat is alone is Chit, the consciousness. Sat and Chit, they are not different, they are one and the same. That which is Sat, that which is existence, and that existence is nothing but consciousness. And that is not limited, it is Purnaha, it is complete, total. Therefore, it is Anantaha. Na Antaha Vidyate. It doesn't have Anta, doesn't have limitation. Therefore, Anantaha, unlimited, infinite. That is Ananda. Therefore, Satchit Ananda is a Lakshanam of Atma. Therefore, when this Sat, Sadatma, with regard to Sadatma, Sat Atma, and with regard to Asat Anatma, when there is clarity, then there will not be Shoka. Where will Shoka be? Shoka will not be there. That which is Sat cannot be destroyed. That which is Asat really doesn't exist from the Paramarthika Drishti, from the absolute reality standpoint, doesn't really exist. Pot really doesn't exist. Therefore, where is the question of pot being destroyed? There is no destruction of pot. Even when pot is there, what is there is only clay. Therefore, there is no shoka, there is no dukkham when the pot is destroyed. This shariram is also like a pot. When the pot is destroyed, I am not destroyed. I, the Atma, continues to be. Therefore, where is shokam? Where is dukkham? Therefore, that which is satya, that which is sat, satya Atma, cannot be the cause for dukkham, cannot be the cause for sorrow. That which is asatyam, that which is asat, anatma, which doesn't have existence on its own, that also cannot cause sorrow because it doesn't exist apart from sat. It is mithya. Therefore, only when this is not understood, when there is confusion with regard to the satya and mithya, that confusion alone, that misunderstanding alone is the cause for dukkham. So therefore, when I don't understand that Paramarthika Atma, then this Anatma Shariram becomes Satya, Sat, then that becomes the cause for sorrow. When there is a mix-up, when there is a mixture of Sat and Asat, Satya Atma and Asat Anatma, Sat Atma and Asat Shariram, when there is a mix-up, when there's Abhimana with regard to the Shariram, taking the Shariram to be the Sat Atma, that causes dukkham, that causes bhaya, the fear, and that is samsara. So samsara karanam kim ajnanam eva, not knowing this tattva, the reality, not knowing the truth, this tattvam when it is not understood, that causes dukkham, that causes fear, and that is samsara. Therefore, here, what Bhagavan Krishna says is, Atma is Sat, Atma is Nityaha. And that Sat, Nitya, Atma is you. You have the body, you have the body, and body is not you. The body is incidental. The body is incidental. It is not intrinsic. It is body is agantukam. It is not your really swarupam. If body is your swarupam, that body from which that body which appeared at the time of birth is not the same body what you have now. The body has undergone a lot of changes. In fact, every day it undergoes changes. You are not the same person the next day. Every day there are millions of cells dying and millions of cells newly coming. So it is not, you are not the same person the very next day. But since we have a we have with regard to our perception, since we have a continuity, therefore we don't see the fine difference. If we can observe the fine differences what the body undergoes, then the next day when I see you, you are not the same person, you are a different person. You are a different person. When I can see the fine differences, and the differences are so fine because it happens so quickly, the time is really, it's very, very, very short. You cannot observe the fine differences. And therefore, since you cannot note the fine differences, therefore, I see you as a continuous body. But the body undergoes changes. Every minute, every second, it undergoes changes. That is this nature of the body. But what about Atma? The Atma which is, and which will be the same, doesn't undergo any change. Therefore, Atma Satyaha, and that Satya Atma doesn't have destruction, doesn't have non-existence. It is Vidyate, Sada Vidyate. It is Sada Vidyate, Abhavaha na Vidyate iti Bhagavan Krishna says. Therefore, from these shlokas, Bhagavan Krishna clearly distinguished the Atma, Anatma, by viveka, by applying the viveka jnanam, atma anatma, vivekena, atma satyah, tadanyat sarvam mitya iti, that what we have seen in Tattva Bodha, the same idea is presented. The idea is presented in this shloka. Then this further this atma will be further elaborated. The next shloka we will read. Avinashitu tad vidhi.
Avinashitu tadvidhi.
Yena sarvamidham tatam.
Yena sarvamidam tatam.
Vinashamavyyasyasya.
Vinashamavyayasyasya.
Na kaschit kartumarhati.
Nakaschit kartumarhati.
This Atma is Avinashi. This Atma is Avinashi. Vinashi. Vinashin Nakaranta Shabda. Vinashaha Vidyate Yasya. Vinashin. Vinashin, Vinashi, Vinashino, Vinashinaha. See, the declension is Avinashi means that which doesn't have Vinasha. That which doesn't have destruction. Because it is Sat. Being Sat, therefore Atma is Avinashi. Being Nityaha, therefore Atma is Avinashi. Natvevagam jatunasam, natvam neme janadipaha, nachaiva na bhavishyamaha sarve vayamatah param iti. Through the 12th shloka, Bhagavan Krishna says, Atma is, you as Atma is Avinashi, not destructible. You were there before and you will be there, you will continue to be there. Now, Trikale Tishtati, therefore, Atma is, all the time it is present. Therefore, doesn't have destruction. Avinashi, Tat Vidhi, you know, may you know that Atma to be Avinashi. Yena Sarvam Idam Tatam. Tatam means pervaded from the Dhatu, Tan Dhatu, Tanoti, Tanutaha, Tanvanti, Tan Dhatu. Yena referring to Atmana. Yena Atmana. Yena Atmana Idam Sarvam Tatam. Atma is all pervading. Everything is pervaded. Idam Tatam. Idam Sarvam. Idam referring to this Jagat. Idam refer to the Jagat. The entire Jagat. Sarvam Jagat. Yena Atmana Tatam. It is pervaded by Atma. It means Atma is all pervading. There is no place where Atma is not. In fact, the space is also a product, a karya. And the karya, the karanam for that karya, the space is Atma. When space is there, time also will be there. So, Desha Kala Syapi Karanam Atma Eva. Desha, the place, time, the Kala, they are also product. They are also product. And what is the cause for this product, the karya? What is the cause? What is the karanam for this karya? Atma. So everything is pervaded by Atma. So Atma is the karanam. Karanatvat sarvavyapi. It is all pervading. When it is all pervading, it is not bound by space. It is not bound by time. Therefore, it is there. It was there in the past, it is there in the present, and it will continue to be there in the future. With regard to time, and with regard to Desha, the space, it is all pervading. So there is no space, there is no place where Atma is not there. Therefore, Atma is not limited by space. Atma is not limited by time. It is here, it is there, it is everywhere. Sarvatra. Therefore, Yena Sarvam Idam Tatam. So that everything when we say that Idam. Idam means this referring to this objective, this object. Idam referring to that object which is available for your perception, which is available right in front of you. Idam. What is available in front of you right now? It is this world, this Jagat. Sarvam Idam, this entire Jagat, which is available for your perception, is Atma, pervaded by Atma. So you interact only with Atma. There is nothing other than Atma. There is nothing other than Atma. The entire Jagat is pervaded by Atma. Like the pot is pervaded by clay. When you take a pot, what is pot? The pot is pervaded by clay. Every point of the pot is clay only. There is no place in the pot where clay is not there. As the pot is pervaded by the clay, and pot being the product, clay being the cause, the karanam. Therefore, the product, the karya, is pervaded by the cause, the karanam. Gataha being the product, and mrit, the clay being the karanam. The karana mrit pervades the entire karya gata. Similarly, Atma being the karanam, and this entire Jagat being the karya, the product, therefore, the entire Jagat is pervaded by the Karana Atma. The entire Jagat is pervaded by this Karana Atma. The whole set of forms, the Rupa, what we see, the things which have got form and which doesn't have form, everything is pervaded by this Atma. When we say pervaded, the immediate object, what comes to our mind is space, because space is all pervading. Space, there is no place where space is not there. Everything is pervaded by space. Even when a space is enclosed by a room is nothing but a space enclosed by the four walls is called a room. Four wall and a ceiling, that becomes the room, that becomes a living room. The space enclosed by the pot becomes a pot space. But the space is all pervading. It cannot be limited by the room. It cannot be limited by the pot. It is as though limited by the pot. It is as though limited by the walls. So, what is there is space, and the space is all pervading. There is no place where space is not there. And Atma being the cause even of that space. Therefore, the space, which what comes to our mind when we say all pervading, even Sukshma to that is Atma. Sukshma is a word. To understand, I use the word Sukshma. In fact, everything is Atma. It is not that Atma, everything is painted, colored by Atma. Everything is Atma alone. Everything is consciousness alone. And this Atma, which is all pervading, it is compared to Akasha. In the Shastram, to make us understand the example, Akasha, the space is given. Akashavat Atma Sarvavyapi iti. But Atma is not space. It is like the space. To make us understand, because space itself is Sukshma and Atma is Ati Sukshma. Because why we say Ati Sukshma, it is extremely subtle, because you are Atma. You are that very Tattvam. Therefore, Ati Sukshmam, therefore extremely subtle. Not in terms of size. It is in terms of understanding. Since it is you, and you are the subject matter of that discussion, and in every transaction you are involved, and we forget to, we fail to, we forget to recognize this I, and that I is ati sukshma. Therefore, 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 we use the word sukshma iti, ati sukshma. Sukshma is there, therefore we say ati sukshma. Karanasyapi karanam. Even the space, from the space, from the space alone, all the other things have come into existence. We have seen Akashat Vayuhu, Vayorat, Vayo Apaha, Apah Prithvi, iti, Vayo Ragnihi, Agnir Apaha, Apah Prithvi iti. We have seen in Tattvabodha the Srishti Prakaranam, where the first element which was created is the space. Space is Sukshma, and it is, since it is a product, and it is as a product, it emerged from the Atma. It is created from Atma. Therefore, Atma is Ati Sukshma. So, since Akasha is Sukshma, when we say Akasha, since we can understand the Sukshmatvam, therefore, in the Shastram, it is compared to the space. You don't see the space, it doesn't mean space doesn't exist. We accept the existence of space. Everything happens in space. We don't see space. The space doesn't have form. It doesn't mean it is non-existent. Similarly, the Atma also, because we don't see, you cannot see, because you, the very subject, therefore, like we accept space, similarly Atma also, as like a space, we accept as it is all pervading. Yena sarvam idam tatam. Everything is pervaded. Everything is pervaded by Atma. Therefore, when Atma is all pervasive, when this body is destroyed, what will happen to the all pervading space? What will happen to the space when the pot is destroyed? The pot space is not destroyed. The pot space, as though it becomes one with the space outside. The pot space merges with the external space, the external Akasha. In fact, even when the pot is created, it is one with the external space. It cannot become separate, distinct from the outside space. Wherever you carry the pot, you are carrying the space, the all pervading space is there, the very pot. The space cannot be conditioned by the pot. It is as though conditioned. This body also, like the pot, as though conditions the all pervading Atma. Therefore, this as though conditioning body is destroyed. What will happen to the Atma? Atma is not destroyed. Since it is all pervasive, all pervading, so therefore it will continue to be. When the pot is destroyed, the space continues to be. When the all is destroyed, the space continues to be. Similarly, if this is the case for space, which is relatively all pervading in the Vyavahara, which is available for our perception, and what to talk of Atma, which is Ati Sukshma, even when the body is destroyed, the Atma continues to be. But that Atma, after the death of the body, it is not available for transaction. It is not available for Vyavahara. Because it is not available for Vyavahara doesn't mean it is destroyed. It continues to be. Therefore, Bhagavan Krishna says, Asya vinasham kartum na hargati. Vinasham. Avyayasya asya vinasham kartum na arhati. This Atma is avyaya, na vyeti. It doesn't undergo any change. Vyaya means change. So avyayasya asya vinashanam, avyayasya asya vinashanam na kartum hargati kopi. Therefore, no one is able to bring about the destruction to this all pervading Sarvagata Atma. Therefore, this Mithya Anatma cannot do anything to Satya Atma. The Satya Atma cannot be destroyed. Even when the body is destroyed, even when the body commits suicide, the Atma cannot commit suicide. The body has got parts. The Anatma has got parts. The parts are subject to destruction. But the Sat Atma, which is Sarvagata Atma, Sarvavyapi, Avinashi, how can it be destroyed? Even if Bhagavan wants to bring about the destruction of Atma, it is not possible. Because Bhagavan is, Ishvara is Atma. Ishvara is Atma Eva. Atma is Brahma. Brahma is Ishvara. And Atma is Ishvara Eva, Bhagavan Eva, Brahma Eva. Therefore, nobody can destroy Atma. Then what is the cause for this shoka? Therefore, since it is impossible to be sorrowful, it is really impossible to be a dukhi, a shoki. No one can really be a dukhi. No one can be really sorrowful. Sorrow for what? Sorrow for Satya Atma. Satya Atma cannot be destroyed. No one can bring about the destruction of Atma. Na kaschit kartum hargati. And Anatma continues to change. Every moment it is destroyed. Nobody can make the constantly changing Anatma to be changeless. Its Swarupam, the Anatma Swarupam, the nature of Anatma is Vyaya. It changes. That is why it is Anatma. And the nature of Atma is Avyaya. It cannot change. Na Vyati. It cannot undergo any declension. That is why it is Atma. So with regard to what you are worrying, there is no really cause for worry. When you understand this, you cannot worry. You cannot really worry. You cannot really worry about death of anyone. The change of death is nothing but the change. The change happens every moment. Then why do you worry about the change? The final change, if at all, if we can say the final change. In fact, it is not the final change. It is a change which is available for your perception, a change which is very clearly, distinctly available for your perception. Because after that change, you are not going to see the same form again. Therefore, you are afraid of the change. You are afraid of the final change. In fact, it is not final. Afraid of the change called death that you are afraid of. And the change is being permanent. It is changingly permanent. It continues to change. This Anatma continues to change. Changingly, it has got changing permanency. It is permanently changing. Therefore, with regard to permanently changing Anatma, what is the cause for fear? What is the cause for worry? Since it is subject to change all the time and it will keep changing, therefore there is no cause for worry with regard to Anatma. And similarly, there is no cause for worry with regard to Atma, which is never changing, which never changes. Ever changing Anatma and never changing Atma. With regard to these two, there is no need to entertain worry. And therefore, Asya Abhyasya Vinasham Kopi Kartum Na Argati. Nobody can bring about the destruction of this Atma. Therefore, Atma is Nityaha, Atma is Sat, Atma is Sarvagataha, Atma is Avinashi. Iti Bhagavan Krishna, he clearly distinguishes Atma from Anatma. This is Atma Anatma Viveka. Then the next shloka, shloka number 18. Antavanta ime dehaha.
Antavanta ime deha
Nityasyokta sharirinaha.
nityasyoga sharirina
Anashino prameyasya.
anashino prameyasya
Tasmadyudhyasva bharata.
tasmadyudhyasva bharata
Ime dehaha antavantaha. Antavantaha ime dehaha. Deha is pullinga, therefore ime. Dehaha, deho, dehaha, like Rama Shabda. And the pronoun is ayam, imo, ime dehaha antavantaha. Antavantaha, antavat. It has got anta. It has got end. Antavantaha. Anta means what is anta? Anta is maranam, death. That is why Yamadharma Raja is called Antaka, because he puts an end. Antavantaha means that which have end. That which has death. Bodies have death. Antavantaha ime degaha antavantaha. And what about the Dehi, the Shariri? Dehi is the one who resides in the body, who indwells in the body. Okay, here another important thing. When we say he is the indweller of the body, is the embodied, it doesn't mean Atma is located inside somewhere in the body. This is another big confusion. And that too, when we talk about Pancha Kosha, there this confusion can be seen more among the students. The Anatma Shariram can be viewed from can be looked upon from two different prakriya or two methods. Two prakriyas are not only too many prakriyas are there. The Anatma Shariram can be looked upon as three. It is made up of three Shariram. That is Stula Shariram, Sukshma Shariram, and Karana Shariram. This is one way of looking at this Anatma Shariram. Stula Shariram, gross body. Sukshma, subtle. Karana Shariram, causal body. The Shariram, what we observe, what we interact with the external prapancha, the universe, is the gross body, the Stula Shariram. And this Sukshma Shariram, in Tattvabodha we have seen Pancha Jnanendriyani, Pancha Karmendriyani, Pancha Pranadayaha, Manaschekam, Buddhischeka, Evam Saptadasha Kalabhigi Saha Yagattishtati Tat Sukshma Shariram iti. The Sukshma Shariram only has got all the Indriyas, Pranas, mind, Buddhi, etc. That is Sukshma Shariram. And Karana Shariram, which is the Karanam for the Sukshma Shariram. Karana Shariram is Ajnanam. That Ajnanam is looked upon as a Shariram itself. So this Anatma Shariram can be looked upon as this three Shariram, as consisting of this three Shariram. Now, this is one thing. Similarly, this Anatma Shariram the Shariram is like a kosha. Kosha means pocket or sheath. Kosha means sheath. In the sheath, in the pocket, you keep something inside. The sheath covers the thing, the content, as the sheath covers. So you have to open the sheath to take out the content. The content is inside the pocket, the sheath, like the purse, money purse. Money is inside the money purse. This is what we generally understand when we say kosha, the sheath, the cover. Now this Anatma Shariram can be looked upon as made of 5 sheets, 5 layers: Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, and Anandamaya Kosha. Annamaya Kosha is Stula, it is gross. So Annamaya Shariram is Stula Shariram. And Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, all these are Sukshma. Therefore, they are part of Sukshma Shariram. And Anandamaya, it is Karana Shariram. So 3 Sharirams, 5 Koshas. All mean the same Anatma Shariram, only this body. Now, where is this Atma located? Atma, does it have location like the money in the money purse, or like the sword in the scabbard? Does it have location inside the Shariram, inside the Kosha, inside the Panchakosha? That is, you have to remove Kosha by Kosha to discover the Atma. Is it like that? Annamaya Kosha is there, the body sheath, this Annamaya Kosha, this Annam, it is translated as food sheath because Annam means food. This body is made up of Annam. This body is made up of what we consume. So, this Atma is located inside the Annamaya. Inside the Annamaya, Pranamaya is the Prana Shariram. Atma is inside the Annamaya, Pranamaya is there. Inside the Pranamaya, Manomaya is there. Manomaya Kosha, another layer. And inside the Manomaya, one more layer is there, Vijnanamaya Kosha. And inside the Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya is there, one more Kosha. Inside the Anandamaya Kosha, this Atma is located. Is it like that? If you say Atma is located inside the Panchakosha, the 5 layers, or inside the 3 Shariram, that is Sukshma, Stula Shariram is there, inside the Stula Shariram, Sukshma Shariram is, and inside the Sukshma Shariram, Karana Shariram is, and inside the Karana Shariram is Atma is. So, whether it is 3 Shariram or 5 Kosha, if Atma is located inside the Shariram or inside the Kosha, then if this understanding you have, then how will you understand the previous shloka, Yena sarvam idam tatam, by which everything is pervaded, by Atma everything is pervaded. If Atma has got a particular location, then how can Atma be all pervading? It is contradictory. One place you say Atma is all pervading, like a space. Space also is only an example. Atma is not space. Space is, we say space only for our understanding, because space is the only thing we can imagine to be imagined. So, because it is all pervading, there is no place where space is not there. Space is the only maximum thing we can think of when we talk about all pervasiveness. Therefore, we take the example of space. When Atma, like the space, is all pervading, this all pervading Atma, how can it have location inside the Kosha or inside the Shariram? It's contradictory. All pervading Atma is located inside the Kosha. No, it is not like that. So, if it is inside, then what happens to when the Koshas are destroyed? This Atma is not destroyed, it is inside. So therefore, you have to peel the Kosha one by one, like the onion you peel inside. You see, an Atma is sitting inside. Atma is not like that. If Atma is like that, then Yena sarvam idam tadam, that statement doesn't have any meaning. So, how do we understand this? Atma is all pervading. Even the koshas or the 3 Shariram, Atma pervades. They are enlivened, enlightened, illumined by Atma. but they are not conditioned. Atma is not conditioned by this Panchakosha or Shariratrayam. Atma is not conditioned by this Panchakosha or this Shariratrayam. This whether you call Panchakosha or a Shariratrayam, they are also Atma only. Panchakosha is also Atma only. But Atma is not Panchakosha. This understanding is important. Only when this is understood, then only the wrong understanding that Atma is located inside, that will go. Otherwise, two contradictory ideas will be there always in the mind. This Panchakosha is Anatma. This Shariratrayam is Anatma. Anatma is Atma. But Atma cannot be, Atma is not Anatma. Anatma is Atma. Atma is not Anatma. Like the example, what we saw, the beggar and the actor. The actor A playing the role of the beggar. In the drama, the beggar B, the actor A plays the role of the beggar B. In the drama, the actor plays the role of the beggar. So beggar B is actor A, but actor A is not beggar B because he is actor. B is A, but A is not B. In the green room, the actor A is not the beggar. In the drama, the beggar B is A. Beggar A cannot be B at all. In the drama, he plays a role, but he is actor only. All the time, he is actor only. He plays the role of the beggar in the drama. So B, the reality of B, the beggar B is A. And the reality of A is A only. A cannot be B. So similarly, the reality of this Panchakosha is Atma. They have existence. They are Mithya. They are Mithya. They are Anatma. They are Mithya. They are Anatma. They are Mithya. They have existence because of Sat Atma. They have borrowed existence, dependent existence on Atma, and Atma is Sat, which has got independent existence, doesn't depend on Anatma for its existence. Anatma comes and goes, Atma continues to be. So, this Anatma Shariram, the Panchakosha, or the Sharira Trayam, which is Anatma, which is Asat, which is Atma, but Atma is not Anatma. Only when this is understood, then only the wrong understanding that Atma is located inside the Shariram or the Kosha, that wrong understanding will go. Only when this understanding is there, then only we can understand Yena Sarvam Idam Tatam. By Atma, everything is pervaded. Everything is Atma. Everything is pervaded by Atma. There is no place where Atma is not there. When we say there is no place, this Panchakosha, Annamaya Kosha is Atma. But Atma is not Annamaya Kosha. Annamaya Kosha is pervaded by Atma. But Atma is not pervaded by Annamaya Kosha. Though Atma is Atma only. Annamaya Kosha cannot be. Annamaya Kosha is Atma. Annamaya Kosha cannot be the reality. Atma cannot be the Annamaya. We cannot restrict the Atma only to Annamaya Kosha because Atma is not Annamaya Kosha. It is Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha. Every Kosha is Atma, but Atma is not any one of them. So, only when this understanding is there, then only Ena Sarvam Vidam Tatam, and this Atma is as a Dehi, the embodied, can be understood. Otherwise, there will be two contradictory ideas will be in your mind. So that is a confusion, possible confusion. Therefore, in this shloka, when Dehaha antavantaha. The sharirams have end. And the dehi, the indweller, the dehi is referred to by the word sharirinaha. Deha is pullinga. Sharira is napumsakalinga. Deha means body. Shariram is body. The one who dwells in the body is dehi or shariri. So sharirinaha is bhagavachanam. Sharirinaha referring to the indweller, the embodied, that is Atma. So Deha have end, Antavantaha. But the Shariri, the Atma, which is Nityaha, Nityasya Uktaha. Atma is Nityasya, Nityaha, Atma is Nityaha. So therefore the Shariri means that which is obtained in the body. That is Atma. The Atma is Shariri. When we say Shariri, which is obtained, which is within the body, that within the body means Atma is Sarvavyapi and this Shariram is Atma. But Atma is not a Shariram, that idea that should be there behind the understanding. Therefore, when I use the word embodied or within the body, when I say, you will understand that Shariri means Atma. Atma is not confined or not within the body. That within, that idea must not be there. So with that understanding, if I can use the word embodied or the indweller, then that Shariri, it is Nityaha, Nityasya Uktaha. And that Shariri is Anashinaha, Nashaha na vidyate. Already this idea presented in the previous shloka, Avinashi iti. Anashinaha, it is Anashinaha, Nashaha na vidyate. It cannot be, it doesn't have destruction. And it is Aprameyaha. Aprameyaha. Prameya means the object of knowledge. Ma means to measure. From that only we get the word Pramanam, Prameya, Pramata, Prama. So Prameya means the object of knowledge. Atma is Aprameyaha. Atma can never be an object of knowledge. You cannot objectify Atma. You cannot objectify consciousness. Consciousness can never be objectified. Because it cannot be objectified, therefore it is not, doesn't come under the scope of science. Science can never prove the existence of consciousness. Can neither prove nor disprove, because it is pramanam, it is pramana vishaya for shastram. Atma is the pramana vishayam only for shastram, not for science. Science can analyze only those things which are available for perception, which are available for objectification. Atma is aprameya. Why? Because it is a very subject you. You cannot be objectified. As an object, you cannot be objectified. Therefore, aprameyaha. Everything can be objectified, but this Atma, who is sarvavyapi, cannot be objectified. Objectification of the Shariram is not the objectification of Atma. Because Shariram is Atma, but Atma is not a Shariram. The Shariram, in the Shariram, Atma is obtained, recognized. But Atma alone is not Prameya Vishaya for objectification, for perception. Therefore, it is not within the scope of science. It is the Vishaya only for Shastram. Science can only objectify that which can be experienced as an object. But what about the experiencer? Two things are there. One is Drik, other one is Drishyam. Drishyam can be objectified. Drishya, that which are the object. Drishya is that which is available for your perception, that is called Drishya. And the Drik, is a subject, the seer. The seer cannot be objectified. Cannot be objectified by perception. Therefore, Drik can never be objectified. Therefore it is aprameyaha. So aprameya, there is only one aprameya, which is Atma. So aprameyatvat, aprameyasya anashinaha nityasya sharinaha uktaha. Therefore, two things are presented. One is this body, this anatma shariram, which has got antavantaha. Other one is this shariri, the dehi. Deha has got antavanta, and shariri, the dehi, which is anashinaha, it is not antavantaha, it is not prameyaha. Shariram is prameya, shariram is prameyam, but atma is aprameya. Shariram is asat, atma is sat. Shariram has got limitation. Desha kala vastu parichinnaha shariram, parichinnam shariram, but atma is sarvagataha, sarvavyapi. Therefore, Atma being anashinaha, aprameyaha. Therefore, having understood this Atma, Anatma, clearly, distinctly understanding this difference, Atma, Anatma, Tasmat, therefore, Yudhyasva, he Bharata, he Arjuna. May you understand clearly the distinction between the Atma and Anatma. When you understand clearly, distinctly, Anatma and Atma, then killing Drona, Bhishma, etc., you are not killing Atma, because Atma is aprameya vishaya. It is not available for your perception, not available for your objectification. If it is not available for your objectification, how are you going to destroy them? You cannot destroy Atma. And Atma, it is anantavantaha. It is not antavantaha. It is not nashinaha. It is anashinaha. Therefore, with this understanding, Yudhyasva, he Bharata, may you fight, may you engage in this Dharma Yuddha. Iti Bhagavan, from the Adhyatmika Drishtya, Bhagavan Krishna, he urges Arjuna to fight. So this shloka also presents the Atma Anatma Viveka. So backed up by this Viveka Jnanam, you engage in this Dharma Yuddha. The Viveka is required, the clarity is required. Only when clarity is there, then only you will do the right thing. You will do the right thing at the right time, only when this clarity is there. When this clarity is there, then there will not be shoka. So, without entertaining shoka and moha, would you be able to engage in this Dharma Yuddha? Therefore, Bhagavan Krishna says, Tasmat Yudhyasva iti. With this, we'll stop here. Next shloka, we'll do it in the next class. So, for Arjuna, it is Yuddha. For us, it is, for every day, should become the reality. With this vision, background, engage in the transactional Vyavahara. With this understanding, if we engage, then we will not be overwhelmed by any dukkha. The sign of jnanam is the freedom from this dukkha. So therefore, tasmat yudhyasva means tasmat tum jnani bhava ityartha. Om yam brahma varunendra rudra marutah stanvanti divyaistavaihi vedai sangapadakramopanisadaihi gayanti yam samagaha dhyanavastita tadgatena manasa Pashyanti yam yoginaha यस्यान्तं न विदुस्सुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ।
Thank you.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಗುರುಜಿ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಗುರುಜಿ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಗುರುಜಿ.